It's time for the Proceed Halftime Report. If you need seed, think Proceed. With us today, the President and General Manager of Proceed, Keith Peltier. Great to have you here, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Let's talk about how the bean harvest went this year.
Bean harvest, generally, they're about 95% done. I would say they're a little bit better, maybe 2 to 5 bushels better than expectations. Not everybody, but I'd say 75
but
to 80.
The Proceed ones are, right?
Oh, yeah, they're all that way.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, guys are generally happy with bean harvest. So
good stuff. And also, you got a great program called the Right Choice Program with the DeWalt tools. What's happening there?
The Right Choice Program. So the Right Choice Program is buy 3 of our varieties, any number of them or a certain number, and then you get a choice of some DeWalt tools. And it's been a great program for us. You know, we've started with guns, and we had iPads and Yeti coolers, and yeah, it's worked quite well for us.
Well, I'm sure the guys love getting the tools.
They do.
Out. So, and the other thing I'm really happy you guys are doing is the Right Stuff program, paying tribute to our vets and people in our military.
Yes, it's our privilege to be able to have a Right Stuff program where we reward the veterans that are in agriculture that buy our product. And, you know, we don't often give them enough credit for how they've served, for the privileges that we have as Americans, and the things that we enjoy here are a direct result of their service to our country. So, you know, anything we can do is not enough, probably.
Amen to that. Anything else you want to add, sir?
No, that should be good. Need seed, think Proceed.
I love the tagline. If you need seed, think Proceed. Also, check out their website, proceed.net. Stick around. Much more coming up right here on the Proceed Halftime Report.
Welcome into our Fargo studios, halftime of North Dakota State for the Proceed Halftime Report. North Dakota State and Western Illinois. Ew.
It's a tight one. It's a tight one. I mean, come on, did we really expect, I mean, maybe not this specific game, but you had to have expected, you should have expected a tough, tight matchup.
Sure, sure. Let's see how we got to where we are. Roll the first half highlights.
All right. Bison taking the field here. First play of the game. Code Green comes up with a big-time sack. Caleb Butler here.
Look at Caleb coming off the edge. That's one way to slow down Sean McGuire and that Leatherneck offense. Just set the tone early for Code Green. Good to see Caleb Butler getting involved.
Well, after the teams trade some field goals, Easton Stick throws his first interception of the season. This a bad one, a pick 6.
Certainly not. You never want to throw an interception. You certainly don't want your first interception to go the other way for 6 points. Easton, in his defense, hit as he throws, but I'm looking at where the coverage is down there, and I'm not sure that pass gets completed either way.
Yeah, well, then Western Illinois going to go here for the extra point. Their PAT is blocked, though. Western Illinois leading 9-3, though. Second quarter, still 9-3. Stick fighting pressure all day. Escape some here.
Certainly, this is something that Easton has been dealing with all game long. We were talking about how good this Western defense is and how this 3-4 scheme might pose some problems. That's kind of the result of what we're seeing is Easton having to scramble there. He's been under duress all day.
He goes deep here now, 58 yards to R.J. Urzendowski.
That's unfortunate if you're a Western Illinois fan that the defensive back falls down, but you'll take it if you're NDSU. That's pretty good luck.
You know, R.J. Urzendowski has had so many beautiful throws or catches all season long throughout his career. A nice, easy one there as he waltzes into the end zone.
I don't think anyone's going to be easier than that. Let's take a look at our first half stats. That PAT right there was big, though. Gave the Bison a 1-point lead.
It's a 10-9 NDSU lead. Bison defense attacking Western to end the half there. A pair of big tackles for loss. One from Cole Karch for 13 yards of loss. Another from Jabril Cox for 4. Forces Western Illinois to take a field goal. They do, though, a 52-yard field goal to be exact.
Yeah,
for that lead heading into half.
On our North Dakota Certified Seed Producers halftime stats report here. And I mean, just not a real great game. The number that is alarming to me is that turnover number, 2 turnovers from Easton Stick.
Is it not great because it's not a ton of points? Is it, what don't you, I mean, it's a hard-fought defensive football game.
What I'm saying is neither team is executing the plays that are being called very well. That could be a product of the defenses playing very well, but neither team is executing. Neither team looks like they're...
It's a slugfest.
It is a slugfest.
Yeah, that's fair to say. Okay, I just wanted you
to
justify...
Points, though. I like points. Give me some points. You know, funny thing was, though.
It's a guy who played soccer.
But Chris Kleiman and
wants some points.
Chris Kleiman said we need to get off the field on third down there to close off the half there, talking to Ryan Gellner. The Leathernecks are only 2 for 7 on third down conversions. So I think it looks a lot worse, and that's maybe what I'm getting to. This game looks a lot worse than it actually is. It's a 12-10 game, 1 score, and shoot, NDSU, you get a field goal, you're back in the lead.
You know, I used to spend the sidelines of these football these football games on the sideline talking to Coach Kleiman, and he oftentimes reminded me that there's 4 quarters in a football game. And there's plenty more time to go in this one, to say the least.
4 quarters in a football game. Well, this game has been kind of back and forth and low scoring. The rest of the Valley has been just absolute
all
bananas.
over the place.
It has been bananas today. We're going to step aside. We come back. We'll take a look and get you updated on some of those scores around the Missouri Valley Conference. You're watching the Proceed Halftime Report. Welcome back to the Proceed Halftime Report. North Dakota State trailing Western Illinois 12-10, a halftime score out at the Fargo Dome. You think that score is kind of funky? Let's take a look at what's going on around the rest of the Missouri Valley. What?
Yeah, well, Youngstown State just putting up their second touchdown of the game here, 19-14 in the fourth quarter. Mays has gone out and come back in, but Ricky Davis coming in for a little bit, suffering a couple of big-time sacks, some missed field goal opportunities. Bo Pelini has to be just the happiest camper out there in Cedar Falls, in Iowa.
In Iowa.
And South Dakota.
In the northern part of Iowa.
And here's the really crazy one. South Dakota trailing for the first time more than 10 minutes all season long to Illinois State. They're currently trailing 17-14 as they get ready to kick off the third quarter of that one. Also, they're throwing their first their first interception as well.
Yeah, Strebler. So we saw Easton Stick throw his first interception of the season. Strebler throws his first pick of the season. So it wasn't a pick 6, but certainly the teams are turning the ball.
Yeah, he almost threw his second as well.
A crazy game. Southern Illinois up 10 on Indiana State. That game just underway in the second half. And defense optional apparently in Springfield, Missouri, 34-27. That's a first half score. Unbelievable. Neither team playing defense in that game.
These Jackrabbits this year.
What's going on?
I mean, I know I've made it clear I'm not really a fan, but...
That's an 0-3 in conference Missouri State team that's down by 7 at halftime to a South Dakota State team that's 4-2 overall. South Dakota State's got a losing record in the Missouri Valley.
If you can make Beth Hool speechless, that's saying something.
They're doing a pretty good job. We're going to step aside one final time. We come back, we'll talk second half adjustments. That's still to come here on the Proceed Halftime Report. Welcome back to the Proceed Halftime Report. Final thoughts here as we get set to the second half.
This is my favorite part of the game. The chess match is upon us. What are these Bison coaches going to do? The adjustments they're going to put in place. I can't wait to see what they come out with.
All well and fine, the adjustments that you're going to make. I'd like to see a little bit cleaner game, a little more execution out of the Bison. We'll see if they can get that done here in the second half. They're only down by 2. It's not the end of the world.
No.
Second half action, Fargo Dome. Brian Shaw, Lee Timmerman, Ryan Gellner. Thanks for joining us on the Proceed Halftime Report.